Holiness, the Dalai Lama, His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama versus suffering. Now, a simple practice when studying late at night in a location where there's humans who have difficulties and troubles in the evening, in the night, in the late hours of now. Slow down a process involving psychological cognition, quantum neurology, and any other language, letter, description, mathematical equation different than E equals MC squared. And for some, thermodynamics. And a great mystery, not great anymore, a racist word, a big mystery of the universe called consciousness. I was once told by a man who said the drugs he did with psychedelia changed his perspective and made him a socialist, arguing Bernie Sanders and his mittens. And a neurolinguistics he uses to make psycholinguistics less repetitive for a novelty of culture and community in Vermont where he lives now, safely guarded by those United States Secret Service agents who also helped when His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama came to visit the United States of America to protect him also, but from a different enemy called by my counselor social worker who's Muslim, coincidentally, big, red, China, emphasis provided by her speech with sarcasm. Now, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama found out about suffering, unfortunately, in a country no longer about Tibetan Buddhism and more about hard work to train some Uyghur Muslim in a place on an object in outer space with galaxies and universes and time travel, they say mathematically makes sense. From the words those scientists spoke about their plans for climate change and all of the other difficulties needing their confusion and misdirection and hallucination to have hormones less bothersome for their wives who stay at home and cook and clean and mostly pay other people to do housework when their husbands are at Google and Microsoft and on vacation in their homes on some islands where they have another house, another property, and a bigger apartment than the 40 bedrooms in their mansion on Mercer Island over in Beverly Hills now. I talked with monks, lamas, atukala. I've heard chantings by Lama Yeshe. And a rain of blessings from a CD I heard on my way to neurosurgery to have my chordoma tumor removed in 2012. And heard Techun and Sezum yell and scream in the U District next to the Ave when there wasn't a coronavirus pandemic and rioting and violent disruption of a government everyone says needs to go, and never return so they can have free money and services provided by those communist socialist politicians in those offices where they have glass houses on their desk. Now, and I heard words from stories, tears from cries from mothers and elders about warriors who fought against Mao in China initially, but then died tragically. And those same people who share their beliefs with one another within this system of processes of dominance and mystery and an illusion, instead of energy, responsibly, ethically, and above all else, generously provided to mouths needing a substance other than a drug sold from some Mexican family cartel who works with Venezuela and some opium farmer in another part of the world to feed a mind obsessed with addiction and a game of theoretical, philosophical duality and violence now. Fasting was all I could do and all I can do now To not be so distracted from what I hear and feel from bangs on my wall. Not knowing who's listening to a rap they say happens now and who wants me arrested and evicted for being a freak in my home. Using a garbage location and a front door guarded by those who say, fuck you. To me, I now, a devil they say to my face, they stare and watch on their surveillance camera. They have footage on. They use as information on their computer screen now. To find out what mood needs to be modified, and then afterwards, what color I was wearing to make sure a food recommendation about some ethnic, cultural, heritage, community option I should choose will make me have less suffering now. Courage with most Tibetans happens with prostrations. Not doing what Antifa and all of these dominant humans do with their slogans and their letters and their colors of blackness and block descriptions of their manifesto. And respecting a body and a brain in a world where a yak has to survive a winter to feed a family in the summer, a buffalo, a bison need to remain in a family's diet for them to not struggle with flour and sugar and salt, alcohol and booze, and some reservation law enforcement provided by those who also observe. Now, and a meditator must never forget in a cave to bring a candle to light when the power goes off from someone's bomb they put at Hanford and dropped from North Korea to stop a mantra from being spoken out loud now. In some IED over there, in some burning vehicle everywhere, along with lots of dead bodies from shootings in Chicago, homicides in Seattle, and a defund police 8 p.m. reminder. There will be a lot more dead soon. Not having sacrifice available when a gun, a knife, a man and his mistress